we are live. Listen to the quiet storms of this crypto rush at 7 a.m. to 10-ish a.m. every morning. Today's top stories are Paxful closing, CEO blames staff departures, regulatory challenges. Paxful shutdown hits Nigeria harder than the rest of the world, and here's why. CashApp creator dies following stabbing in San Francisco. Texas Senate committee moves forward on bill removing incentives for crypto miners, and multiple U.S. state regulators allege AI trading DApp is a Ponzi scheme and more. Here on the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 1090, day Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay with the Quiet Storm, here to bring you these prices for the day. Tune in as you look at the crypto market go crazy like it always does.
And without further ado, today's top prices, Bitcoin Zay.
Coming in Bitcoin at $28,334, up 0.6%. Ethereum at $1,908, up 2.3%. Binance Coin at $315, up 1.2%. XRP sitting at 51 cents is up 1.8% on the day. Cardano sitting at 39 cents is up 0.48%. Dogecoin sitting at 9 cents is down 1.7%. Polygon sitting at 114 is up 1.3%. And coming in at the 10th spot is Solana at 20.99 is up 0.5%. And some of our trending coins include Dogecoin, Arbitrum, and Taboo Token. And for those DGens out there that want to do some dumpster diving, Stellar Fantasy, Fight Out, and Trillionaire. So if you're looking to lose some money this week, there you go.
There it is. I like it. Fight out. The first rule of fight out is that there is no fight out. All right, really quick, some shout outs. What's going on? Khalifa Wright, Fancy Free, welcome. Wisdom Bars, Humney Developer, Patrick Walter, Jake Fever, Boom, Mr. DB123, Goodness, Wisdom. He said he play it with this. Hey, play it with this smooth, old school, peaceful voice. Y'all know what it is. That Quiet Storm, brought to you every Friday by WJLB 2024. The Bitcoin Whisperer, said JP. There we go. 11 Super Mario, Janine Hayes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Not a ton of news stories today, but some very important ones. We're going to start off with Paxful. Quite unfortunate. If you remember, we've actually we were talking about them not too long ago. Paxful closing, CEO blames staff departures, regulatory challenges. They have been doing a good job. We offer them out as a solution to localbitcoins.com. Zay and I were actually just speaking before the show because I was telling them, I was like, hey, as much drama localbitcoins.com kept going through, and back in my head, I kept always asking myself, like, how is Paxful skating through this? And it looks like we finally got our answer. All right. Like, they really weren't. They weren't until they weren't, at least that's, of course, Bitcoin Zay says. And this is another example, but Paxful CEO Ray Youssef said that U.S. regulators don't get it, but infighting in the C-suite may have played a role in the company's closure as well. Bitcoin Zay, you're a lot closer to Ray Youssef and Paxful as a whole than I am. So go ahead and tell us what's going on in this story. What are some of the implications, and what happens next, I guess?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my Muslim brother, Ray Youssef, inshallah. Allah will be with you. But this is unfortunate. Peer-to-peer crypto marketplace Paxful announced that it was suspending operation. Ray Youssef said that it was key staff departures and the regulation environment were behind the decision. We are not sure if the marketplace will come back. He added that all customer funds are accounted for and asked customers to withdraw their funds. I actually noticed it at about 2 in the morning. I was looking on there and it said that my account was banned. And I was like, I don't even think I've moved $1,000 on Paxful. You know what I mean? Like on this new Paxful that I have, the old one, yeah. But this new one, I was like, I don't think I moved like 1,000. I don't know how I got banned. And then talked to him on WhatsApp. Then saw the blog, and then later this came out. And he actually said in Twitter Spaces that Paxful is an American company that serves a global audience with a concentration on the global South. A quarter of the company was compliance people. Even that was not enough to please Uncle Sam. And see, that's the problem. Like
that's what I've said. What I've said, all those compliance people, a quarter of their company was compliance. How do you even compete or create a new business to compete with that? Like, you can't hire a quarter of your company of compliance. That's ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous. And the worst part is when you have all these compliance people and it still doesn't work. This is just making the new companies look like, why the fuck would I go to the United States of America to start a company? There's no reason why. I mean, there's getting less and less reasons why. And I feel bad, especially for the Nigerian people. Out of all the countries, peer-to-peer marketplace, Nigeria has been number 1 or 2 for the last 4 or 5 years right now, since the big bull run of 2017. And Ray has done a great job facilitating those peer-to-peer payments at a time where there's not many left. Like with local Bitcoins, like King said, we saw local Bitcoins come, we saw the glory years, and we saw it go. And Paxful, it looks like it was next in line. And this looks like, again, a concerted effort to get rid of crypto banks, crypto companies, and any on-ramps that could assist you, the retail user, for your own purchasing and the ability to move into a cold storage.
Anything peer-to-peer. That's what this is about. I mean, it's about Elizabeth Warren, no more private Bitcoin wallets, no more DeFi, right? No more staking, no more lending, no more now with this, like no more local Bitcoins, all this peer-to-peer transaction, that shit is gone. Paxful, you doing peer-to-peer too? That shit's gone. That, I mean, shout out to Trek PFC Wills. He said this years ago. The United States have been trying to establish and control all types of capital controls, capital flight risk. They want to make sure capital is under the United States control. So anything that doesn't allow for that third party, United States and the banks associated with the government to do any type of financial or capital transactions, they are against. This is not democratic. This is not freedom. This is what dictators want. This is ridiculous. It's being done by literally less than 1,000 people, majority of whom don't have more money or intelligence than you. Honestly, it's only about 200 of that 1,000 that are the multi-billionaires and really run the world. Is 800 of those others that are their cronies and regulators and stuff. I mean, these people get handouts from us. Yeah. These are the people we're listening to. This is so frustrating because, again, like, this is a guy coming out saying we tried to do it the right way. We're trying to do it the right way. A quarter of our company was compliance. How do you, like, that is ridiculous. And that's what we're talking about. Shout out to Sammy the Bull Gravano when he said how the mafia would shut down competitors using the government. If you remember that story, he was like, the mafia was involved in trucking. Every time a new truck from a competitor were to go on site or leave the site, essentially the mafia will work with New York State and city regulators to make sure every truck was stopped and inspected and licensing and all this other stuff. And if you do that for an entire business of trucks and stop trucks from exiting and entering the business, then eventually they'll get behind. And eventually these companies will get so behind because they couldn't get anything to leave the site or come on the site, they would shut down, and the mafia business, trucking businesses, would instead take those contracts on. This is the same thing the government is doing here. They're literally just squeezing every business to death until they quit or give up or whatever. And then they're like, and then a couple of years they're gonna come back with, again, this is how we're doing it. Here's our CBDC, and so on and so forth. So,
man, and King, let me just say, 2019, when I went to the Black Blockchain Summit in DC, they had a bunch of people from Congress, they had regulators, they had all these people. I got flack from a lot of people because I refused to meet with them. And they were like, what do you mean? You don't want to go to the meeting? These are the right people. And I was like, why? Why are we trying to work with these people who obviously are trying to get intel to figure out how to shut us down? Why would I tell a robber the floor plan of my house?
Right.
Like, why would I give my keys to somebody trying to rob my car? You're just giving them a way to shut you down. When in reality, let's just say we had 20 big exchanges and let's say 100 small ones. And let's say every single exchange said, no, you need to come up with regulatory compliance that we all can use, not this gray area shit, or we're not going to comply with any of the rules. They would have had a conniption, but it would have actually been a pushback, because what did they do? They picked you off one by one. It was like, well, a house divided cannot stand. So if y'all not working together, cool. We'll just take you down one by one. And we'll even mess with the exchanges that are actually doing compliance. That's the bad part, is the ones that's even trying, negotiating with a terrorist.
And a Metaverse president said, rest in peace, Paxful. That's how I first got into Bitcoin, to PayPal in 2017. Yeah, shout out to them. And Fanteezy said, I got on my tinfoil do-rag with the death of the CashApp CEO. We'll be talking about it. I was reading those comments. You had just mentioned something and tell it all. What did you end that last statement with? My bad.
I forgot.
Right, it happens that quick. Yeah, I was reading the comments. You had just hit the nail on the head with something, but one thing I forgot, I'll get back to it. But one thing I want to show everybody really quick. We've shown this on the show before, but we know for whatever reason, all these, and again, I would love to ask the Spencers, Cornelius, the CoffeeZillas, and everybody who's anti or on like the gray line of crypto. Have you read the Bitcoin white paper? That's all I want to ask all of these people. Like,
I know, right? That's the first question.
There's so many, even Joe Rogan. That's why you all say he's just joking. He actually is really intelligent. I think he is. He's a comedian. He's been able to accumulate and maintain wealth. The guy is smart. All right. But even him is like, bro, have you even read the Bitcoin white paper? Like all these people, have you read an 8-page fucking document that has the highest grossing margin product that ever hit the planet Earth? Like the returns on Bitcoin is some of the highest we've ever seen on the planet. Have you read the 8-page paper that goes along with it, with the 9 pages being references? What you about to say, Zay?
I would say, well, King, have you ate elk meat?
Exactly. But here's what I want to key on. And I hope everyone takes, like, listen to this and share it and pass it on. You don't even need to read the entire Bitcoin white paper. You literally need to read 2.5 sentences, 1 phrase and 2 sentences. I'm gonna key in on these right quick. Hold on. 1 phrase and 2 sentences. Make sure I'm right. Yeah. So we're gonna do 1 phrase and 2 sentences right here. So 2.5, people. All you need to give people 2.5. Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So right now, I don't care who you are, government, Bitcoiners, altcoiners, shitcoiners, whatever. I do staking, I do NFTs, whatever. This all started from Bitcoin. It is the most powerful blockchain out there. It works as a network. Bitcoin, first sentence, I'm reading this in front of everybody slowly, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So every time you say anything about an exchange, anything about a third party, about a government, about tax, any of these things, it wasn't made for it. Stop. You are already wrong. Everything you believe in is wrong. So when they say FTX this and we can't believe, yes, we can believe FTX happened. We can believe Terra Luna happened. Those things should have happened because Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. All right. I'm going to give you 2 more sentences, people. You don't even have to read the whole white paper. You don't even have to read the whole abstract.
Know anything about computer science, just the first few sentences.
2.5 sentences, 2 sentences and a phrase. We just covered a phrase. Let's cover the 2 sentences. Here's the 2 sentences. Going to zoom in on these. A purely, not a somewhat, not a sometime, not a half away, not a quarter of the time, not a 10%, not a maybe, a purely. Peer. Do we need to do a deeper dive and go to the definition of purely next? Is that what we're doing here today? I hope I don't have to do that. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Okay, so Bitcoin and cryptocurrency now. So we're sure it is supposed to be a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash, which allow online payments sent directly from one party to another without a financial institution. It is not supposed to go through a Coinbase, FTX, Terra Luna, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, government A, government B, Russia, United States. It's not supposed to go through any of that. It's direct peer-to-peer. It's not supposed to go through any of that. It won't work. You keep trying to make it fucking work. It's not going to work. Digital signatures. Here's the second sentence, people. So we covered 1 phrase and 1 sentence so far. We're going to cover the last important sentence. So 2 sentences and 1 phrase. Digital signatures provide part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. Again, which makes this important, which makes it so powerful. I break it down to people very quickly and simply. Cryptocurrency, you have to go back to cryptography. Cryptography is the secure sending of messaging. Secure sending of messaging is cryptography. You take out the cryptography part in currency, it is secure sending of currency. That all is cryptocurrency is. The secure sending of currency. Digital signature is only part of the solution. The main benefits will be lost if we add a third party, that third party being a bank, FTX, government, Terra Luna, you name it.
Gox.
That becomes the Mount Gox. That is the third party. You cannot have a third party in this system. So again, I mean, we have to slow down and talk about this because we are still like, you got Joe Rogan with CoffeeZilla. What went wrong with this? You got the American government with Mr. Wonderful who didn't flop so many times. We don't know what happened next. You're not supposed to be doing it like this. That's what happened. Why is it so hard?
Preach,
Antonio.
For God so loved the world. Are you ready?
Antonio, thank you. Thank you for the tip. Said, rest in peace to the Cash App creator and Paxful. Shout out to King and Zay, one of the longest and best crypto shows on YouTube, all because of the help with people like Antonio. So much appreciated, Antonio. And really quick, before we end this article, Ray Yusuf in that message from Paxful was talking about Nigeria. Why is this hitting Nigeria so hard compared to everyone else?
Oh yeah. Well, once again, Nigeria had the highest amount of peer-to-peer transactions in the world, and a lot of people don't realize that Nigeria has, I believe, just as many people as the U.S. At least 300 million, I believe, in a much smaller space. So peer-to-peer operations have been working in Nigeria to the point where you've had senators from Nigeria get on TV and complain that people will not stop using Bitcoin. There's nothing that they can do. And that is a testament to when the people decide that we don't want to use your currency. Because remember, Nigeria was the first place that they implemented the CBDC. And the reason for that, I believe, is because they wanted to pilot it at a place where they could get rid of some of or take some of that market share of Bitcoin users. Unfortunately, this happened, and a lot of Nigerians woke up this morning and threw their flip flop at the TV or whatever. Because I mean, if I woke up and Paxful was gone and this was my only way to trade, man, I would be disappointed. Because that is some people's only way to peer to peer. Now, what will happen is what I've been talking about for the last year and a half is that the peer to peer market is going to come back stronger than ever, and it's going to take us right back to where we started. When I first started buying Bitcoin, I was meeting people in coffee shops. I was meeting people at police stations.
I can see that's where we're going right now. We're going there right now.
I was meeting people in the banking lobbies, and I was telling people that this is how peer-to-peer was done. You had to go to a meetup, you had to meet some people, go to a conference, get some phone numbers, whatever, and you met up and it's peer-to-peer. That's coming back, people. Trust me. They're trying to get rid of all the on-ramps. It's going to turn back into what it was originally. We should have never strayed away. We went 10 years basically of all this hype and money and bubble cycle, just human psychology. But we're going to go right back to the essence of why Bitcoin was created. You're going to have to link up with people and do peer-to-peer payments, and it's going to be mostly private with citizens that don't have an exchange to go through. So it's just getting us back to the essence, and I love it because most people who come in, they've never read the white paper, they don't know what Bitcoin is for, and they don't realize how important it is to the things in the world, but they'll see it now. I mean, Paxful shutting down, and with our next story with the CashApp guy, my tinfoil hat is on strong today. I ain't got it. I ain't got it with me. It's not even on my head no more. It's inside my head. My tinfoil hat is a part of me now. Tinfoil tobacco.
Hey, shout out to Sergeant Crypto. Thank you for the tip. Said the government is killing off people that can't stop their CBDC. I believe it as well. And really quick, I want to point out this last thing about Ray Paxful and this message he put. This is the release he put. He said, while I cannot share the full story now, I can say that we unfortunately had some key staff departures. Here's the reason why he can't share the full story, people. Whenever it's like this, like basically in this space of transparency, everyone wants to share the story. If he's not sharing it, it is straight up double crossing going on and regulatory issues. And what I mean by that is he probably wanted to go one direction. He already mentioned members of the C-suite started beefing essentially. Other C-suite vice presidents of this, compliance officers probably wanted to go a different direction. And as he was trying to fight to maintain control, I'm assuming to go the direction he wanted, they probably just backdoored him, went to the government, and it was like, now watch you go in a different direction. Exactly. And he was like, no, I'm not going to go in a different direction. We're just going to shut this whole thing down. I can already see. Come on, bro. We've been.
Oh yeah.
Ray's
a strong guy. You're not about to come on. You're not about to threaten him or give him an ultimatum.
He was like, well, I'll shut this bitch down before I get the back flipping and tap dancing for you. Yeah. And I'm with him on that. Like, I'll shut it down before I start going the opposite direction, just because the powers that be are like, hey, X, Y, Z, whatever. Again, this is to be expected. And I would say the positive thing is it's not too hard to recreate a peer-to-peer marketplace. So hopefully it'll pop up. Maybe, again, we always say here, people, for our warriors, feel free to use some of our warriors, hit them up. I think there's a lot of people, I know it's a lot of our warriors who have some things going on in this space. So there you go, peer-to-peer. But I don't know, maybe somebody needs to create another website. All it takes is a website and a ranking system on each individual person, and then boom, we right back up and running.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah, and we always give good alpha here at the Gentlemen of Crypto. I'm gonna drop the website here, but if you need to find different sources for peer-to-peer,
that's what I was gonna do. Right.
KYC.not.me, and I dropped it in Discord early this morning. I'll drop it right here on the show in the comments so everybody can see it. But yeah, those are a bunch of different places like BISC, Unstoppable Swap, Peach Bitcoin, CoinSwap. They're still out there. RoboSats, they still exist, but again, they're very low key, peer to peer, not as much liquidity, but it is possible.
And you know what? And shout out to Ray Yusuf too. We do this a lot. There's a few other people who do it. It's not well it doesn't happen across the board in this space or in any other marketplace for obvious reasons of competition. But this is how you know you have the right people in the space. Like, and again, I want to make sure it's clear that we do it too. You know, we have classes and all this other stuff, but we always tell people places like cryptovantage.com, who's been doing a great job still of aggregating the information. That's a free site. You know, we share different content creators. Of course, CB News, Crypto Blood, he's always on it with great interviews and stuff like that off the top of my head. Of course, all the content creators we have on our channel as well. But I say all that to say shout out to Ray Yusuf, because he could have just went out and been like, all right, we're closed and that's it. But instead, he was like, hey, we're closed, but here are the solutions. Here are some other solutions and places you all can go.
Mm-hmm.
And as you already mentioned, that was No One's, BitNew, Yellow Card, and then he also added self-custody options for Exodus. Again, I like Exodus people, but as I said, in like the last couple of years, you got to be careful with them because they have been trying to go public. They made it clear as well, so I'm not faulting them. It just is what it is. And the issue with that is once they go public, they could essentially sell the data on there, and if your wallet's on there, so on and so forth. And then Moon Wallet, I know a lot of people like Moon Wallet, but shout out to Ray Yusuf for giving options and not just being the guy to be like, well, it ain't our business, so I guess it ain't nobody's business. It's like, no, you're supposed to be here like for the greater good. So shout out to him for being like, hey, here's the greater good plays. All right. All right. Next, the other, of course, just as big, if not bigger story we have to cover today. CashApp creator dies following stabbing in San Francisco. Bob Lee, the creator of CashApp and the former technology chief at Square, has died after an unknown attacker stabbed him. Now, I will say this. Yes, somewhat my tinfoil hat does come on, but also not really. And the reason why is because if you've been paying attention to California lately, people, we've had an assortment of issues, especially with crime, homelessness, and drug addiction. It has amplified since COVID started or whatever. And this story, again, you want to put on a tinfoil hat because it is a Cash App creator and all this stuff is going on. But to be honest, when you're talking about stabbings in San Francisco right now, unfortunately, it is actually not that conspiracy theory. There's a lot of homeless people and down and out people there who are, again, addicted to drugs, mental health issues, so on and so forth. We're doing the same thing in Los Angeles right now. And I can tell you for a fact, in Los Angeles, if you walk around talking to a stranger with mental health, there's a strong chance you can get stabbed as well, and will not be a conspiracy theory behind it. So I'm going to say that it wouldn't surprise me if it was like this whole conspiracy behind it. Like if evidence did come out, it would not surprise me. However, I'm not taking it like that. To me, if anything, as this article and as a lot of people pointed out, hopefully this will spotlight some of the issues that are going on in San Francisco since it took someone of this caliber to die, because it is happening on a daily basis. But again, we're talking about Bob Lee, the former chief technology officer at Square and creator of Cash App, has died following a stabbing in San Francisco in the early hours of Tuesday, April 4th, local time. This is crazy. What you did a lot with Cash App already. So what are your thoughts on this story? Do you have the tinfoil hat on? What else can you share about this?
Oh yeah, this is why I have a tinfoil brain now. It's not even a hat anymore. It's not coming off at all, because this was very odd. Even though I don't like San Francisco at all. As a matter of fact, let me pull this tweet up right now so I can show you what I mean when I say I don't like San Francisco. To me, I think it's the worst city in America. I think it's literally where dreams go, where basically dreams go to die. But look, San Francisco is the worst city in America. Mid food, high prices, chilly weather, bad traffic, homeless people everywhere, heroin needles and feces all downtown, pretentious tech bros, goofy ass bridge, no hose, shitty ass trolley, and car break-ins.
They got some, bro. They gotta go. You gotta go back on that one. But I'm gonna tell you that. But the rest, keep going. Yeah, you forgot all them Asians up there, man. Hey, listen.
Nah. Here's the thing. Whenever you
San Fran got some beautiful women.
I know, but whenever you trying to joke on the city, all you have to do is put no hose, and people
like me. You see how?
Hey,
I'm not on Twitter usually, but today I'm gonna.
I can't stand San Francisco, man. It's the shittiest city in America. If I never go back there again, it'll be too soon. So San Francisco has basically turned into a bastion, a hellhole where homeless people have taken over the streets. And Bob Lee, who I got to meet and speak with, is very unfortunate. When we did our deal with Cash App and speaking with some of the people from Square, Bob Lee, being able to speak with him, they call him Crazy Bob because he always came up with quote unquote crazy ideas. Very innovative, extremely smart guy, and well connected in the San Francisco community. Very unfortunate that this happened. And Jack Dorsey, he also confirmed the death of Lee. on decentralized social media platform Nostr. If you don't have that, I've been procrastinating, but I have mine basically ready to set up. He said it's real, getting calls, heartbreaking. Bob was instrumental to Square and Cash App, and he was a St. Louis guy, so which is where Jack is from. So very, very unfortunate event. And the reason my tinfoil hat is on is because look, if you have any type of payment processing company right now, and you are not in cahoots with the game, it looks like they are getting rid of everybody, all of the competition. Remember in Goodfellas when old boy bought the fur coat and the other dude bought the
Yeah,
car,
I know
and
you're talking about.
and Robert De Niro was like, "Well, we got to clean it up." it looks like before they put out this CBDC, they are trying to clean it up and get rid of anybody who has any type of platform that could compete with theirs. And it's very simple. Take out the banks so they can't bank with anybody. Take out the exchanges so you don't have
Get rid
anywhere to
of
buy it.
developers.
Get rid of
All
developers.
developers. Yeah.
Yeah, and this, I mean, this could have been just a random act of violence because again, I'm biased towards San Francisco. I feel like anything could happen there, but that makes it sort of the perfect crime, right? Like, well, we get this random
That's
crazed
true.
homeless person to stab Bob Lee. Bob Lee of all people. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was the person who created this payment platform at a time where we're trying to introduce the CBDC and FedNow in July, and it's probably going to be a market crash, I think, in the next month or two. So they're basically getting rid of any escape routes. They're just shutting them all off. There's no more lifeboats to get on except for Bitcoin.
Bro, I can't even concentrate. Alec talking about something. I'm gonna trust King judgment on the host. There you go. Alec know what's up. Alec has been out with me. He knows what's up. Listen, don't listen to Zay on that part. Listen.
Oh no, I was being facetious, but
I was about to say I only started with the Asian population because of the ports that so many came, but the Asians didn't mix with white people, they didn't mix with black people, they didn't mix with Mexicans. Listen,
oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful up there.
But when I got to step,
they might have purple hair now. They might have purple hair on you now, and might ask you why you don't want to. Never mind. Listen, I'm not gonna go there. Listen,
all I gotta say is if I gotta step over a homeless person and crack a heroin needle just to say, "Hey, baby, where you going?" Hey, that's too much. That's too much work. I'm gonna trip over somebody.
That's fair.
And fall into the trolley.
People agree with you. A few people are saying that's why it's the perfect crime because of how San Francisco is, and you can actually, like you said, get away with it. So, again, tinfoil hat. I won't throw it all the way away. I'm going to start off saying that unfortunately this is a byproduct of San Fran. But like I said, if evidence came out and was like, no, bro, this wasn't a byproduct. This was a targeted attempt and hit, then yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, one of the key thing is I want to know some security cameras. I know San Fran got all them security cameras up there.
They got police dogs, police robots.
Yeah, yeah. So
ain't nobody pick that up.
It's unfortunate, but yeah. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. YouTube don't. So yeah, Reno Gamble. We actually said this other day. Reno Gamble said YouTube don't like Jim in the crypto. No notification when I came to YouTube live show was buried amongst other stuff. So we said this yesterday, and I was telling Zay this before the show. We might need to reach out to YouTube. I'm pretty sure now. When we first started, it wasn't just our show. Every crypto show out there got shadow banned. Period. It wasn't just us. I won't act like that. Everyone did. However, I think essentially what happened is once they essentially lifted shadow bans on these shows, all the new ones essentially get the traffic. But since we're an older one, we're still banned, I think, on the low. I think we literally need to email them like, hey, y'all forgot to, lift this shit up off us now.
Hey, all I'm going to say is, statistically speaking, for all my math nerds out there is 0% chance that we stay at 23,000 subscribers exactly for the last
3 months. You noticed that too?
Exactly.
I noticed that too.
There's 0% statistically that's like getting hit by lightning twice or winning the lottery twice in the same day.
It's a 0% chance that we got 1,090 shows and you can't find them bitches on YouTube.
Come on, bro.
Come on. It's all good though. People, we keep telling y'all we don't care. It's all good. Let's see. Next up, last couple of quick stories we got to cover. We're going to keep on time today for the most part. Texas Senate is in the news. Committee moves forward on bill removing incentives for crypto miners. What's going on with Texas?
Oh, yeah. Well, good old Texas. Oh, man. The Senate committee, they moved forward on this bill after the April 4th session of the committee. They agreed on a 10-0 vote on Senate Bill 1751, first introduced by State Senator Lois Kolkhorst. The proposed legislation would amend sections of Texas utility and tax code to add restrictions for crypto mining facilities. So crypto firms participating in a program intended to compensate them for load reductions on Texas power grid will be capped for anticipated demand of less than 10% of the total load required by all loads in the program. So certain crypto mining companies would also not receive an abatement on state taxes for participation in the program starting in September. So basically, what it is doing is, unfortunately, it's eliminating incentives for crypto miners to create jobs, because if they put a cap on it, at a certain point, they say, well, we can only have this certain amount of people, and we can only get rewarded for this amount of for low reductions on the Texas power grid, which is very archaic and very un-Texas-like, if I must say. There's got to be some money plays behind this from Big Oil or somebody, where they're like, hey, we can't give all the incentives to a network that incentivizes actually using renewable energy, because they might take more of the money. I think that's what's happening here. That's why it got 10-0. I mean, nobody voted against it. So I have to look more into it just to make sure. But of course, I always look at things through a 10-4 lens. However, this does seem kind of random. And we're turning slowly. If people don't understand, this is the United States of China now. I mean, we got caps on how much energy you can use, like China. We got pretty much everything we've seen the last few days. When you start arresting your political opposition, like China, I mean, good gracious. I mean, are we just
for real?
fast?
You're arresting political opposition over hoes?
Come on, man. 136 years over some hoes? Oh man, come on. Man.
One thing I will say about this, the Texas thing that's really messed up, and it's not just, and again, it's we can see it here in Texas, but it's everywhere when it comes to these regulatory issues. Again, shout out to JP, of course, who had the mining firm we checked out. The issue is, and he came on the show, of course, and broke down how this mining thing works. As far as he's like, there's location scouts getting paid 6 figures to find the next location for the next mining firm.
Yeah.
So, it was messed up is that, to me, this was a honeypot. Like you said, stop negotiating with terrorists. Ray Yusuf, again, as much as I like Paxful, he was a part of the problem too, because he thought he could negotiate with terrorists. And then they were like, I got you, bitch. So this is the same thing. It's like, stop negotiating with terrorists. Texas honeypotted all these mining companies. Yeah, you can come here. We're going to do Texas mining. Was that not the fucking talk from 2018 to 2022 almost?
Yeah.
Now that you have these companies there, now that they started the facilities, they're actually mining, blah, blah. Now you're going to come back with, oh, yeah, we're not going to do what we said. We're not going to give you the tax relief. We're not going to give you abatements. In fact, we're going to charge you more. And this is going to be really unfriendly. Like, wow, you're going to do that after they've all set up shop, built things there, hired people, and moved there. Now you're saying, we really don't support you.
That's American.
Shame, shame, shame. That's what I'm saying. This is so un-American. It is happening on a daily basis right now. Hey, again, maybe not tar and feather, but molasses and feather, folks. Molasses and feather. 48 hours, 72 hours in jail tops, people, okay? I don't think it'd even be that bad, all right? Molasses and feather.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and talk about some more regulations, of course. Actually, this isn't a regulation. This is just a cease and desist. Multiple U.S. state regulators allege AI trading DApp is a Ponzi scheme. That's right. The scheme allegedly claimed it could generate returns of up to 2.2% a day by leveraging AI to trade more often and with higher profits than a person could. If this is true, then yes, these states are right. People, really quick, even if it's AI, it cannot guarantee you, like, even if it was the smartest supercomputer AI in the world, and it says, I'm going to guarantee you 1% a day or whatever, 0.25% a day. It still won't. What happens if one day we all wake up and go to war? Or we just shut up? Like, it's so many, like, what happens if it's a bad hurricane, tornadoes that start tearing shit up, servers go down, like, the market will drop.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So nothing, including AI, can guarantee you a % return a day. But it looks like securities regulators from Montana, Texas, and Alabama have jointly filed enforcement actions against cryptocurrency trading platform YieldTrust.ai, alleging it's perpetrating a Ponzi scheme. Really quick, I also want to add, I think this is the first time multiple state regulators have joined together to actually file an enforcement action against any platform at the same time simultaneously. We've seen them do it one by one. One state does, the next state follow, but to do it together, to me, that's showing a lot of maturity with the states, maybe not in a good way, because now we can expect concerted attacks from states. Now we can expect multiple states to start attacking the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin sector, working together to do it, which is crazy in of itself. But Yield Trust that AI has a Romanian owner. Oh, who is that? Who told y'all about Romania and this crypto shit? For real, listen. Who have y'all seriously heard about this Romanian crypto shit first? And to keep it real with y'all, we still haven't went in depth with it because Hey, people don't come at me. I don't come at people for the most part. All right. But trust us when we tell you it's a lot of shit going on in Romania right now. But Steven, I mean, shit, which call told y'all? What's old boy? He who made his money, he made some money in Bitcoin. He told everybody.
Which one?
Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
Tate was trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, Tate. Even Tate.
People,
even Tate had to say Bitcoin was good, but the rest of the cryptos he don't know about. You know what I mean? Like even he had to admit that it was useful because he got his bank account.
He watching, bro. He watching this. No, he been watching this too. It's all good. He been watching this too. Everybody have. It's all good. Shout out to that those folks over there. But Romania been had a bunch of stuff going on. The United States said we ain't messing with it. This yield bot is gone. They said the yield bot didn't provide any proof to investors that the AI powered bot exists, let alone that's performing at the level yield trust that AI claims. They already gave it a cease and desist order. At least Montana did. And it looks like it was developed for, of course, Binance's BNB smart chain. We keep talking about Binance's BNB smart chain. So I don't know. This is kind of crazy. Any other thoughts on this yield trust? I'm going to go to the website and see what it looks like. What are your thoughts?
Well, yield trust to me looks like the first of many decentralized apps, which, what did I say earlier? The big push during this next bull market is going to be AI powered blockchains, AI powered dApps, AI powered trading, AI bots. Well, anything with AI in front of it is going to get traction. Even the shittiest degen coin you can think of is going to get some sort of traction just because of the hype of AI. So this is not surprising. However, the 1% a day, 2% a day, it doesn't matter what they promise you. It's always fake. At the end of the day, nobody can promise you any percentage daily. And I think it's just somebody had to pay some tuition, and these regulators, they're jumping on it faster now because they have experience. I remember when USI Tech and BitConnect and all them were out, it took years actually for them to get together a case to try and prosecute them. When me and King sat here and did it on a live show in 30 minutes, he was like, that's a red flag, that's fake, that's not happening, those rewards aren't coming to you, and all of this fake liquidity. Remember, BitConnect had billions of dollars of liquidity, market cap, and we were like, we could have told you that. But now these states are getting together and they're like, well, if we're going to protect investors, I use that very, very loosely, we got to jump on these early. And I think they are looking at anything that comes out with AI. If I was a regulator, I would just chat GPT, what are AI cryptocurrencies that are out right now? And I would just look at that list and I would just start sending out cease and desist letters. Don't even look at the platform. Just send it out because you know they fake. They ain't doing shit with AI because that's just the buzzword right now. So not surprised at all.
There it is. There it is. I'm with you too. We're going to start seeing that explode, which we've already had as well. So it's kind of crazy. Again, I see a few folks asking about the Discord. You literally just have to go to our, so the YouTube, the Gentleman of Crypto, and then it's a join like right there. So it's, everyone keeps asking. We can't really explain. It's just on YouTube. Just go to our homepage on Gentleman of Crypto. You'll see it right there as well. Let's see. I'm laughing at some of these comments. You are hilarious. All right. Other than that, that is the show for the day. Again, it's craziness. There's a lot of craziness going out here in these crypto streets right now. You got any last minute messages, Bitcoin Zay?
Man, just rest in peace, Bob Lee from CashApp. Unfortunate that in California, you know, stabbings and muggings and things are going on that are bad, which is why I came to the Sunshine State where they just passed a law for concealed carry with no permit. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, the Florida boys ain't going for that.
It's all good. But hey, all the real ones know God passed the same law in California. We good. We go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. But the real ones in California, they good too. So it's all good. But yeah, rest in peace, Bob Lee. Unfortunate, but as you can see, the fight is happening. We're in the middle of the fight right now, people.
There it is. All right, make sure you all smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more.